side of the river. We need to get over there. But it is no problem because we are going to use this Victorian subway which goes beneath the River Thames. I do marvel at the Victorian Engineering. This is the entrance on one side. It's got a matching little tower on the other side. So down the stairs we go, down, metal stairs and a metal handrail. And initially it is in a spiral going around this sort of central area, and then we're in the main subway. Look at all the tiles, original Victorian, looking a little worse for wear. Now this bit is different to the tile area, and the reason is this section got damaged during the Blitz in the Second World War, so it was repaired in this way. And there's a little plaque to tell you all about it. But the rest of the subway is still back to these ceramic tiles. Doesn't it look a little spooky? But before you know it, I'm climbing back up, having crossed the River Thames. Up the metal stairs. I love looking at all the manufacturers' names on the stairs, and the fact that they are apparently anti-slip. So that's the lift shaft in that central section. And as I come up the final few steps, I emerge into Greenwich, and that is the Cutty Sark, which is a very big tourist attraction. And there's the twin of the entrance domed building that we went in earlier. And the rest of the view here, beautiful cityscape of Canary Wharf, all the high-rise buildings. And here is the Thames that we've just gone underneath. Yeah, do love cityscapes like this, and all the busy river traffic as ever going up and down. And that in the distance is the Shard. Anyway, we are going to a apartment or a flat that we've rented for a few nights on booking.com. It's not far from Greenwich, in a small town called Charlton. Here we are. This is the entranceway, and a little hall table, and there is the Welsh lady. So let's have a little look around to see where we're going to stay. The hallway's got lots and lots of storage, and I'll put the light on. Let's go through here. Here is the bathroom, nicely appointed. Love the art prints. Lowry, the Welsh lady again saying hello. Beautiful window which lets in a lot of light. Another Lowry artwork. The flat is ground floor, and a lovely bath and shower. So that looks just perfect, and lots of soft, fluffy towels. Let's carry on with our tour. This is the lounge, but it's doubling up as a spare bedroom as well. So the flat's quite flexible. A little sofa, a few tables, and again, love the windows, and I love the way the light is a nice, it's not yellow, it's sort of a natural daylight bulb. And there is the spare bed, TV on the wall. Let's look at the room next door, and this is the bedroom we're staying in tonight. Nice chest of drawers, a open wardrobe, and I do like those plants, nicely lit by the lamp. Again, a lovely light room, 2 windows, and look, a nice squishy pillow, which is perfect for an ASMR fan. Nice relaxing artwork, and a cozy throw if the evenings should social media kind, though, a business influencer, few potted plants, and a book on feng shui, which is much more interesting for me. And back to the business books, back in the hallway, and we're turning the other direction. Here is the kitchen. Perfectly well appointed, large fridge, no freezer in it, but that's okay. We're here 2 nights. A little microwave, a gas hob, as well as an electric oven. I'm not planning on cooking. Extractor fan, all the crockeries in here, and the owners have thoughtfully left tea and coffee, a kettle and a cafetiere, and a toaster. I've also left a few little muffin bars, which will be perfect for a snack. Boiler, a sink of course, and even a washing machine. A little table and a mirror on the wall, but what do I spy here? A bowl of chocolate biscuits. Well, that will be delicious with a cup of tea. So, what is out this very little door? Let's go and have a look outside. Oh, it's a little patio with a few chairs and a table and some wooden decking and a nice outdoor space and some little plants, and it's even got a rain canopy. So we are here to explore Greenwich and the area around. So we have walked from the flat and we've arrived at this beautiful house called Charlton House. And look at the front door. It was built in 1607. It is 400 years old. And the front doorway looks beautiful. You can walk through that. We're now the other side. And we walked through a tea shop. Here's the grounds at the back. Apparently the family died out in the 1920s, so the grounds were left to the council. I was intrigued. In the front garden there is this very old tree. It's as old as the house, 400 years old, and it's a mulberry tree. I've never seen a mulberry tree. The fruits are red and then they go black when they are ripe. The tree is so old it's got these metal railings around to protect it. We carried on our exploring by walking to the Thames barrier. I loved this area. I loved it because it was so quiet. There was barely a soul around. It was the weekend, so that might explain it. But there are lovely walkways to explore, and again, there is Canary Wharf never far from that view. But just look at the Thames barrier. Doesn't it look futuristic? With these metal shimmery gates. And to think this was engineered and thought about very early in the 1970s. So here's the gates themselves and the banks of the Thames just across from the barrier. This building looks like there's been a zombie outbreak. These huge office blocks, and we're actually on the Thames path, would you believe? I was really interested to learn more about these buildings, which are called Faraday Works. They were owned by the Siemens brothers, and so many inventions happened here. Look what they looked like in Victorian times. They built batteries here, cables to go under the sea, telephones. I mean, they were so ahead of their time. The buildings are used now for some art companies and some small businesses, but looking at the boards, the information on the sides, it was fascinating. I think the telephone these were the iPhones of their day, and these buildings employed thousands and thousands of workers. Imagine how busy it was in its heyday. Yes, I couldn't resist tapping on this concrete number. Then back to the Thames. There is the Tate and Lyle sugar depot, or whatever it is, just across the water that I can see. And then my eye was drawn to a rather sad, rusty-looking ship lilting a little bit on the edge of the river. So, of course, I had to take a closer look and do some Googling. I could see the name on the back was the Royal Iris. So I found out from a very quick Google that this ship, which was built in the 1950s, was one of the Mersey ferries. It was also a cruise boat, and it used to take people on evening cruises around the Mersey. It had a cocktail bar, a dance floor, even a fish and chip saloon. And there were some pretty famous bands that played on here. Jerry and the Pacemakers, and wait for it, the Beatles. Yes, the bands in the era of Mersey Beat. The boat is rather sad looking now though. It's been lying here for 20 odd years, and last year had a fire on board, so it's pretty much wrecked. Lovely to know its history. A quick glance back at the barrier before we headed into Greenwich. Pretty hungry by this time, so we found a really lovely pub with a fantastic patio and had some antipasti. Then into Greenwich Market, where I came across this most gorgeous chocolate shop. It's called Burnt Sugar, all handmade artisan chocolate, and look at this chocolate bark. I opted for an ice cream, and it was absolutely out of this world. The whole reason for us being in Greenwich was to come to see this band at the old Naval College, and it was a stunning setting. The band, Empire of the Sun. We've been fans for years, and it was a fantastic concert. We were lucky with the weather, and it was a really fantastic